Most of us who don't consider ourselves to be artists think that we are not creative in any way. And Jewish tradition teaches us that we are always creating. We are always creating with every choice we make, with everything we do. See, the story in Genesis about the creation of the world is not just meant to be understood as something that happened historically in time, but instead the story is a metaphor, is symbolic for teaching us about energies in creation, the process of creation that's happening moment to moment. For instance, the first day of creation, when God said, "Let there be light," was actually the symbolic of the unconditional givingness and love that is present in the world. On the second day, when God separated between the two waters and made that first division, that's symbolic of the quality of boundaries in the world. And when we get to the sixth day of the creation of mammals and human beings, that is symbolic of the intimacy that's possible in the give and take of relationship. And of course, the seventh day, the Sabbath, Shabbat, is really that energy of just being able to be receptive, of things being able to be. All of these energies are present always in our everyday. In our daily prayer, we have the verse, Hamchadesh betuvo b'chol yom tamid ma'aseh bereshit, which means, God, you are ongoingly renewing the act of creation every day in your goodness. So us being part of the divine image means that all of these energies, these creative energies of the world that are happening at every moment, are also a part of us. When we are giving without measure, we are partaking of the quality of chesed, of kindness, that was present in the first day of creation. When we set boundaries or make decisions to say yes to this and no to this, we are partaking in gevurah, or strength, that is symbolic of the second day of creation. When we are able to live without having moments, without having an agenda, being able to just receive and enjoy what's around us, we're taking part of Shekhinah, or the quality of Shabbat that is present in the seventh day. So all of these energies of creation are things that we are constantly partaking of. Now, when an artist goes ahead and draws a picture or a painting, they decide what mix of colors they want to use. Do they want to use a thick brush or a thin brush? Do they want to leave a lot of white space or have very bold strokes? Sometimes they have a vision of what they want to paint before they start doing it, and sometimes they just let the image emerge as it goes. But either way, they are drawing on their toolbox of paints and strokes to create their image. We can also look at our lives like an artist, that we are constantly drawing on energies or brushstrokes, colors of kindness, of boundary, of intimacy, of where we want to be bold and speak out, where we want to hold back. All of these different qualities or energies of creation that we learn about in that first story in Genesis are all parts of our toolkit, our paintbrush of what we want to create in our lives. And so we have the choice. Do we want to be uncompromising with our brushstrokes and just move forward on what we think or what we want to do with our moments or our lives? Or do we want to leave some white spaces? Do we want to create space for others to participate and collaborate? All of these things are choices that we make, all examples of how we are creating our lives with all of the choices that we make. There is a incredible interpretation from our mystical text, the Zohar, on the opening line of our Torah. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, the Zohar says, that opening ba in Bereshit. We can translate as in, like in the beginning, but we can also translate it as with beginning. And we usually think about God, Elohim, in the verse as being the subject. Bereshit bara Elohim, God created. But what if God, the Zohar says, is the object? What if we actually translated the verse to mean with beginning, blank, mystery, created God? What would that mean to look at, to say that there is some deeper mysterious force in the creative process, and what we call God is a concept, an idea that's put forward by human beings. This deep mystery process coming through human consciousness actually created an idea of God. So now the story of creation is not just about creation of the world, but it's about human consciousness according to the Zohar and how we participate in what we create. So if that's the case, then what is the idea of God that you want to create in the world? How do you make choices or actions that create a sense of sacred and holy in your life? If we are the ones that create the concept of God, what does the God that we want to be in relationship with look like? And how do our actions or choices help further that vision of bringing God into the world? These are the opportunities, the ways that we can begin to think about our life as being an artist and the choices that we make creating our masterpiece. Thank you.
Leon Pasha